You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
Solana, the Herons are back. Welcome to another episode of the Battered Herons podcast. I am your host, Chris Duran, and alongside me is none other than Solana. How's it going, my friend?
It's going, man. It's going. I'm wondering about you. How is your diaper situation going? Are you still wearing the Depends, or we had a conversation last night on the Spanish show about that. Are you doing okay?
Listen, I only go with Pampers. Okay, that's the brand of choice. I don't deal with Huggies. There's been a lot of recalls and a lot of rashes on people's butts through that brand, so I'd like to deal with that another day. But yeah, I went and re-upped. I got myself a little 24 pack. It'll get me through the remainder of the season. I think I'll be fine.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. 3 games, 24 pack. You got 8 per game.
Yeah.
8 for the game. So that's good enough, man. I think you'll be good for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I should be solid. And
you'll need a Costco run after we win the Supporter Shield.
Yeah. And and Mr. Krabs, late as usual. Listen, life gets in the way, my friend. And Mitch, look, he's on point with you. Says that my Huggies are nice and tight. It is what it is, guys. And I'm pretty comfy in those diapers. And look, Mr. Krabs saying Solana dyed his beard red. Did you dye your beard?
I didn't, but I have a little bit more light in the studio today, so you could see the reds and the grays. It's more Coach Beard like, I guess.
Yes. Now, Estebandito down here is saying, I'm out. I was looking forward to Chris and Danny combo instead. Deuces. Esteban, we got to meet up at some point, buddy. I thought that we were going to meet up and have a couple heinies, right? We got to make it happen in the New England game, and we're bringing Solana. Okay, we're bringing Solana, so get ready for that. Okay, now, and then Mr. Krabs saying, try having a boss like I do. He wants his employees at work 9 a.m. sharp.
Wouldn't
yeah,
work.
I got a boss. Yeah, I got a boss like that too. But listen, it's about the quality, not the quantity. Okay, now, I wanted to do a little bit of housekeeping. I don't know if you saw the post, but online, the team is traveling. On Twitter, they went ahead and posted a couple pictures of these guys in their beautiful plane and their beautiful flight. Matias Rojas looks like he's traveling. Messi and Suarez, of course, are traveling. I didn't see any pictures of Busquets, but I imagine he's there, and Alba's there as well. It seems like we're bringing out the big guns to this game. I mean, that's got to get you excited, right?
Of course. I mean, and I think, this might be the biggest game of the season in terms of what it means for the points, in terms of what it means because of your opponent, and also because the last time that you faced the opponent, they flipped the score on you. You were up 2-0. They flipped it at their home field, and like Danny always says, whenever Inter Miami loses to a team, they usually come back and beat them the next time around. So I'm looking forward to all the big boys playing tomorrow. It's going to be interesting to see what Tata does with a couple of the suspensions. We know Aviles is suspended yet again.
Yeah. It's predictable.
I mean, we basically say that every other show. Aviles is suspended.
Yes.
And so it's going to be interesting to see if Tata goes 3 in the back or 4 in the back. And if Busquets is going to play in the back, or if he's going to have enough trust to have Frey and Noah Allen play back there. So it's going to be really interesting to see what Tata does tomorrow.
Well, and just so people cover it, Pace Hunter says Boosie was on it, Insta post. Gel Reiko's mentioning it's time to secure that shield. And that's something that, yes, we definitely need. And we have Sir Octi asking, saying Vamos, Soccer Daddy asking, Ty Fisher coming? Yes, quicker than you think. Trust me. And Mike B mentioning Tata out. I mean, let's see what he lines up with, Mike V. We haven't even gotten to the game yet. And you're already wishing Tata out? Like, this is wild. And for those of you asking where Danny is, he's actually preparing because he's got the 10 o'clock Battered MLS Fans. So, guys, make sure that you stay tuned for that. But before you head out of here, let's go ahead and do what we came to do. We came to preview the game That's tomorrow. Now, the last game that we played against Columbus Crew, we ended up losing 3-2 in mid-August. It was in Leagues Cup, right?
Correct.
Before that, I'm looking back at the schedule, and I'm pretty sure, and we ended up winning that game. So, and that was in regular play. I mean, look, Ty knows better than I do. I'm not good with these numbers and this kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and bring on our guest, Ty Fisher from the Wise Men Say podcast. Ty, what is going on, buddy?
How's it going, fellas?
We're good, man. Am I wrong or am I wrong? So you guys won against us in Leagues Cup. That I know for sure, 3-2.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then before that, in regular season play, we ended up winning. No?
Yeah, 2-1.
That's right.
Yes. So the last time, and the thing is, to be honest, we won at hardware. And Leagues Cup was something that we wanted to kind of repeat. And unfortunately, because of you guys, we had no way of even sniffing that ability.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I imagine that the team does have the higher stakes thing going on in Miami. I mean, how is it that you guys are looking at this matchup?
I mean, it's another matchup, honestly.
Just another week.
There's something on the line for you guys, but we obviously want to spoil that like we did your Leagues Cup run this year. But it's another matchup. It's another chance to get 3 points at home in front of a sold out crowd. And hopefully send you guys back to Miami crying.
Absolutely not. There's no crying going on. We're completely coming to dominate you.
And you're not sending us back to Miami because the team plays on Saturday in Toronto. So I would imagine they'd be flying directly to Canada. So yeah, if anything, we'll be packing our bags and heading north.
That's even worse.
Not really, because I project that we'll at least get a point, and that will spoil your guys' chances at the Supporters Shield and just inch Miami closer to the Supporters Shield. So, that's at least that's my opinion of what's going to happen.
I mean, look, Mike V is here saying hashtag tie out. I mean, Mike V is ready to get rid of everybody at this point. I mean,
honestly, Mike V is like the "you're fired" guy, or he's like Trump from back in the day. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. He wants to fire everybody.
Yeah.
Send him to Atlanta, bro. Send him to Atlanta. They might need him. They need to get everybody out of there.
Yeah, Stancy is agreeing. Mike V wants everybody out. I don't get it. Now, Mr. Krabs is bringing up something here. Says, I don't care for the points record. I just want the Supporter Shield. Now, let's talk a little bit about that, right? How do the crew feel about the Supporter Shield race at this point? I mean, it would be a miracle for you guys to be able to possess that.
Yeah. I think now, we just drew against DC United 2-2. So I think it's going to be, as you said, Chris, a miracle for us to win out, and you guys in Cincinnati drop points. I mean, Cincinnati just dropped points to LAFC this past weekend.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing now is we just control what we can control, and that's our points, and that's our place in the standings. I think the objective is another MLS Cup, honestly. And that's what I was on Scarves and Spikes last night. That's what Nancy does. He lays out objectives. The first one is get X amount of wins. The next one is clinch playoffs. The next one is maybe home field advantage throughout the playoffs. And then maybe shield MLS Cup. But with our recent form and us playing a couple of games, a couple weeks in, back to back, honestly, I think the shield is just it's a miracle again. Yeah, if we get it, but I think our sights are set on MLS Cup again.
Well, and Josue is mentioning here Columbus getting all the home games. How nice. Now, if you stick to the second seed, I mean, the good thing is that you are going to have home games at least up until the Eastern Conference, the Eastern Finals, right? Where you head up against a juggernaut in Inter Miami. Now, I mean, Solana, you got to smile. Is there something that you wanted to say, Solana? Because I don't want to interrupt out of place.
No, I'm laughing at basically at what you're saying. The juggernaut of Inter Miami, and how Ty was saying how Wilfred Nancy lays out objectives. Clearly, one of those objectives is already out of the picture. which is the Supporters Shield, like you said, unless a miracle happens. Can it happen? Absolutely. I think it can happen. I think Columbus can win out, and Inter Miami could drop points. They've dropped points the last 3 games. But do I think it's going to happen? Absolutely not. I don't think Miami drops points in all 3 games. I think they'll at least win 1, and as long as Columbus drops some points, that's all. That's really all you need. But I just thought it was funny you talking about how they'll get home field advantage until they face the juggernaut.
See, that's why I like Solana. He's a realist.
Well, I mean, but what do you mean a realist? We're gonna destroy. Like Messi right now is not even at like peak mode. Like the moment that he gets his wheels turning and that oil burning, it is a complete like. And Diego Gomez just came out of his cryo chamber. Like this kid isn't even fully assembled. The moment that he is like fully oiled up and ready to rock and roll, I don't know, man. It's going to be pretty troublesome for you guys. I mean, look, it's been one thing that I've kind of respected, at least with the matchup with Columbus Crew, is that it's been very competitive, right? It's been something where it's now recently even expected for us to match up in very, in very important games. Now, I guess we get the Supporter Shield out of the way. Let's talk a little bit about MVP. Is Cucho MVP? Or, I mean, is there still flexibility for other players to sort of capture that little trophy right there?
I mean, he has a strong case for it, honestly. I mean, he's probably one of the most informed 9s in the league right now. You could make a case for Lucho Acosta, reigning MLS MVP from last year. But I think his injury kind of sent him on the decline. You could maybe make a case for Denny Bouanga, but LAFC is also on the decline. Evander from Portland, he also is a very great candidate. But as far as Cucho goes, he's the most informed person that there is in the league right now. I can't remember the stats he has. 14 goals and 11 or 12 assists right now, with a goal and assist against DC United. But he's probably the front runner in my eyes. I mean, that's biased and unbiased opinion. He's definitely the front runner.
Now, Solana, you look like you have something to say about that. I'm not even. You wanted rational. You're about to get the blunt force trauma of Solana.
While I do agree up to a certain extent with Ty, I mean, you failed to admit probably the real front runner, and that's Lucho Suarez, not Lucho Acosta. Luis Suarez, to me, if Inter Miami wins the Supporters Shield, Luis Suarez has to be the MVP. The only person in my eyes that could overtake him would be Chicho Arango. And that's just because, he's putting up a fantastic season. He has similar stats to Cucho, but look, man, if Columbus doesn't win the Supporters Shield, you guys get 3rd place in the Eastern Conference. At the end of the day, usually it goes to the best player or the player who performs the best on the best team. And that would be Luis Suarez for Inter Miami. Obviously not, knowing that Messi only played 16 games this season or, something like that. Had Messi played more, you would give it to him. But it's got to be Luis Suarez. And I'm actually really upset that you omitted his name. Really upset.
Because we like to have people who actually contribute and not bite others. So, I mean,
he hasn't bitten anybody.
17 goals, 6 assists, 100 minutes less than Cucho. He hasn't bit anybody in years. I mean, everybody's got to get over that, man. I mean, if you want to get bit, I'll bite you, man. Don't put my boy Suarez out there.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so 17 goals. Yeah, but I mean, look at Cucho Hernandez, who's getting it done on both sides of the ball, right? Goals and assists. You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying he's the front runner for MVP, because he's doing it, but he's doing it 2 ways instead of, being just a one-way player. He's going 2 ways, and that's more effective, because if you can have a 9 that can provide goals and provide assists to help other players do what they're there to do, why not make him MVP?
Well, the one thing that I wanted to mention, because there's a lot of people that are actually mentioning Evander as a good candidate, which I don't disagree. I do think that he is a great candidate. I wish that I guess Portland would be doing better than where they are, because then I think that would actually have really strong legs to stand on, right? But other than that, I think the issue is that Portland is just they're still like right there at the brink of possible elimination or getting one of the lower seeds in the playoffs. Now, I do think that the competition is pretty strong between Cucho and Luis Suarez. And I feel comfortable in saying that Messi is not going to be a part of this discussion. And not because Messi isn't Messi, it's just because he hasn't played many games. You know, we were looking at the stats yesterday on the Spanish show. He's played a little more than half of the minutes that other people have played. And I mean, the impact that he's had with that time is phenomenal. So imagine if he were to have put the same amount of minutes as many other players at this very point, he would outright be the MVP without a shadow of a doubt. But again, we can't live in hypotheticals. We can't live in what could be. We have to sort of live in the reality. And the fact is that, look, Cucho, I mean, Solana, he's right. Cucho has been producing on both sides in terms of assists and goals. But Luis Suarez is that guy. He's a dominant force on offense.
Look, the one thing that you didn't mention and that you failed to mention about Suarez, yeah, he might only have 6 assists, but it's not just his assists, what he does during the games. It's the runs that he makes to create openings for the other players that he does. And that's, that doesn't get counted on the scoring sheet as an assist, but it's an assist because he takes 1-2 defenders with him and creates that space. Now, I'm not saying Cucho doesn't do that, but you also have to look at the fact that, Cucho has played with an entire lineup, basically a healthy lineup the entire season. And Suarez has had to deal with the fact that Messi has played 8 games less than him. And again, he carried the team for the month and a half while Messi was out on injury. And if it wasn't for Suarez and really the rest of the team, they wouldn't be where they are at today. I mean, he had a couple braces during the time when Messi was out, and he's had a few, I think 1 hat trick. And so that's why my argument is for Suarez. It's got to go to the best player on the best team. And that's Suarez.
I think I can agree, but I think Cucho is a more dynamic player because I don't know if I could be wrong. So if Suarez does this, by all means, that's fine. But Cucho is that 9 to where he'll drop back in front of the back line to collect the ball and start playing from the back also, as opposed to just being up front with the 3 of Rossi, him, and Ramirez. But he'll drop in about 25 to 50 yards back and then be able to ping a ball to Mohamed Farsi on the right wing or Max Arfson on the left wing and get
Farsi's a beast. He's a speedster.
Yeah, but he's also 12 years younger. and he's got no Champions League trophies, no European trophies. No, but I mean,
but you can't bring the bona fides like that, Solana. You can't do that.
No, but it supports my point that obviously Cucho is going to track back and get the ball. You're not going to get that defensive, help from Suarez that you're going to get from Cucho because he's 12 years younger. Obviously, he's going to run a lot more, but. I mean, you just can't deny the fact that what Suarez has done this season, especially after my best friend Taylor Twellman completely just annihilated him against the LA Galaxy in the second game of the season, said he was done, said his knees were done. And Luis Suarez did exactly what he does every single time somebody doubts him, and that's put them in their place. He took Atletico Madrid on their back to the championship. He took Gremio on their back to second place in the Brasileirao last year. And he's taking Inter Miami along with the other players to the Supporter Shield in the MLS Cup this year. So Suarez for MVP, baby.
So I want to mention something here.
Put up Danny's comment really quick.
Who's?
Put up Danny's comment.
Hold on, I can't. I lost it because hold on.
Yeah,
he's putting Cucho over Lucho.
He's talking
for
about Lucho
2024
Acosta.
Season MVP.
He's talking about Lucho Acosta.
Yeah. He is talking about Lucho Acosta. Now,
hey,
Cucho Hernandez, yeah, I guess. Yeah. I mean, listen, I got a problem with Ohio, and I got to talk to you about this at the end of the show. We're going to have to talk a little bit about it. Stancy asked, what is Cucho Hernandez's name? His name is Juan Camilo Hernandez Suarez. That is his full name. Don't wear it out. Sorry, not sorry. Now, I'll tell you this much. In terms of, I think MVP, right? I mean, Luis Suarez, somebody asked earlier, is it based on statistics? Is it based on things that are not measurable? Unfortunately, the way that American sports is set is that statistics are what catches the eye and what signifies what a most valuable player is. Because in my opinion, I think if we were to look at most valuable player, it doesn't always have to be the person that's putting the numbers up. Because in my opinion, I think Jordi Alba is more valuable to this team than any other player, because the dynamic that he has on both sides at his age is phenomenal. I mean, Messi is Messi, but Messi is contributing mostly on the offensive side of the ball. Same thing with Luis Suarez. But Jordi Alba, he is running up and back constantly. So to me, if I was to make a casting vote for an MVP, I would make it Jordi Alba. But I mean, that's just me. Maybe I'm a little bit crazy, and I know I'm going to have all the Messi people kind of hating on me. What do you think? You think they're going to kill me today, Solana?
No, man, but I mean, I understand now why Danny didn't want to come on the show today. It has nothing to do with MLS batter fans later tonight. He just didn't want to face me and talk about this Luis Suarez and Cucho conversation. He's talking about goal contributions. Dude, fucking Messi has 30 goal contributions, and he has 1,000 less minutes than Cucho. Get the hell out of here, Danny. Get out of here, bro. Go back to Orlando.
I mean, Danny, go put your purple jersey. I mean, look, Danny's right now wearing a gold and black jersey because he just took off his purple jersey. And later on, he's going to, I hope that you put on your Colombian jersey just to be a dick about it. So I'm pretty sure that's what he's going to do. He's just going to put on his Colombian jersey like the piece of crap that he is. So let's go ahead and cover this game. Let's preview Columbus. Now, you guys, as far as recently is concerned, you guys faced off against DC and it was 2-2. Before that, you guys took a rough loss in the Campeones Cup. I mean, in penalties, man, 5-4. But at least you guys won. What, you guys won the U.S. Open Cup?
Did you see it, Chris? Did you watch the penalty? Because I know Ty did, and I know Ty's gonna have something to say about it. So, Chris, they get to the last penalty, and I'm gonna set the stage for you. It's 4-3, if I'm not mistaken, Ty, and Amundsen, who had
it was the foot off the line
goal. Yeah.
I remember that. Yes.
Now, according to the rules, because everybody on the telecast was saying that it should have been, a yellow card. They should have retaken it. But I guess if it hits the post and the goalie doesn't make a play on it, it doesn't matter. But it's not really clear in the rule book. So I feel for you, Ty. I think you guys should have won. I think they should have retaken the kick, and it should have kept going.
I'm kind of leaning both ways. You know what I mean? Yes, it would have been nice to see a retake because we've seen retakes for so much less, right? Yes. We've seen it for so much less. But at the end of the day, I think the referee had to do what's best in terms of the law of the game, right? And that's if the keeper's off his line. I think Amundsen was going straight down the middle no matter what. Correct. So that really doesn't affect his shot. Now, if it was, okay, Mulligan's doing a cartwheel or something like that, or he goes one way off his line and then goes the other way and saves it. Yeah, that's going to be a case for being retaken. But I think Amundsen was going down the middle no matter what. So it's on one hand, it sucks because that would have been another trophy to add to our trophy case. But at the end of the day, I think the referee did what's best for the integrity of the game, the laws of the game, and he had to call it the way it was. So, I mean, it's hard done, but it's, it's water under the bridge now.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, there's no recovering off of that. Like, it's already over. I mean, look, you guys are off to bigger and better things trying to get the MLS Cup. But before you do that, you got to face us tomorrow. And Mr. Krabs is saying Columbus won't have Diego Rossi due to yellow card accumulation. Is that true? Because I didn't notice that.
No, that's false.
Okay, because I wasn't sure if that was the
usually
case.
Mr. Krabs Mr. Krabs is spot on. So Mr. Krabs, strike one.
Looking at it before, I saw that comment earlier before, and I looked at it. As of today, there's no Columbus Crew players that are in danger of being a yellow card that have gotten yellow card accumulation.
Well, I know that our center back Toto Aviles has gotten yellow card accumulation suspension for the 749th time this year. So expect to have a bunch of statues playing center back against you guys, which is going to be god awful. And a Noah Allen, who's a crazy person, but really good with the ball at his feet. So I can't wait for that. Now, you put up actually an interesting tweet of the referee crew that's going to be refereeing this game. Now, has this referee? I haven't looked at it. Have they refed any games for Columbus Crew? Has it been positive, negative? What's your experience, I guess, with this referee?
Oh man, Drew Fisher. If there was a game that he refereed, it had to have been early on in the season. I don't remember him being on a game, but if he was, it was early on in the season. Drew Fisher is probably one of the more consistent referees that I've seen. I can't remember the Seattle match I was watching, but he had a Seattle match and there was a VAR call for a handball or for an offside that he didn't catch, but upon VAR he saw it. But in terms of without VAR, I think he's one of the most consistent referees. They're human too, so they might make minor errors, but he's probably up there with being referee of the year. I'm also intrigued by Catherine Nesbitt. She's probably the most. Her and Corey Rockwell are two of the best assistant referees. They're very good on their offside line. They're very good at making sure play is flowing when the ball goes into the corner. I think she's probably the good choice for AR1 for this game.
Yeah, that's great.
You know why Drew Fisher is so consistent and so good, right?
Because of the last name?
No, man, it's because he's Canadian, man.
That's also true, yeah.
It's right down the line.
If it was a referee from the US, I'd question it a little bit. Now, Drew Fisher is, I think, one of 3 or 4 Canadian referees who are, who has a Division I FIFA ranking, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's reffed a lot of games. I just looked up his profile, and he's definitely probably one of the better referees to have for this game. And we've talked about it a lot. A lot of people think that these two teams really should be the 2 teams in the MLS Cup final. So it sucks that they're both on the same conference, because if they do face off in the Eastern Conference Finals, for me, that's my MLS Cup winner. Win or lose, the MLS Cup, that is the MLS Cup final for me.
Now, I wanted to mention here, Saga Daddy said Columbus haven't faced Messi before. Just
Correct.
saying. So that's going to be problems for you. And Stancy, oh my goodness. And Stancy saying, I hope Spicy Messi makes an appearance. That's going to be more problems. And
you guys won without Messi. We won without Messi.
It's so far it's a draw, and Messi comes tomorrow. He's going to rock everybody in Columbus.
I mean, if you want more stats, I mean, Inter Miami, Columbus have played 8 times. Inter Miami has won 4, Columbus 3, and there's 1 draw. So
yeah,
let's just throw it out there.
Did Biden get a jersey?
Yes.
Wow, very cool. Very
so
nice.
If I'm not mistaken, he wasn't there for the first portion of the White House visit, but he did end up getting a jersey.
Yeah, it was Kamala Harris's husband who was there, who was with the team and did the whole speech and stuff. There was the second gentleman, because we all know you're the first gentleman, Chris.
Yeah, that's awful. Now, before you say that, because I'm about to light somebody up, Joey says, why would anyone listen to Chris for any football analysis? Messi is the MVP. He's done more with less. Suarez hasn't carried shit. Suarez hasn't done shit. Last 4 games in a row. Messi is the best.
Want to tell Joey to take Messi's nuts out of his mouth?
I mean,
Jesus
look, Joey,
Christ.
at some point we do have to be a little bit observant and critical that Messi has not played the whole season. He's missed a lot of games. Nobody's saying that he's not great. Nobody's saying that he doesn't do good in soccer. Nobody is saying that he is not worth anything. We are just saying that if he would have played more games, then it would have been completely inarguable. I mean, that's all we're saying. Nobody's saying that he is a third stringer. Like, what are we doing?
We also don't know what the criteria in terms of the MLS, what MLS uses to vote for MVP. We have more history and more knowledge on the other sports where, usually, like I said, it's the best team or the best player on the best team in the league usually wins the MVP. Very rarely do you get like a Russell Westbrook who, was on the AC team, but he had a bunch of triple doubles, and that would be like an Evander or whatever. That's what I would, that would be my analogy to that. But I mean, dude, if LeBron James were putting up triple doubles but only played 50 games, they're not going to give him the MVP. It's just how it is.
Yeah. Look, I'm not even going to touch that because the moment you touch anything that's Messi related in a way that it doesn't portray as positive, then
some people have to take that. I don't know if it's Messi mas, too much Messi mas that they're drinking, or if they just have his nuts in their mouth. But they got to get rid of that, bro.
They got too much Messi mas. Too much Messi mas. All right. So Ty, what's up with the Columbus Crew? Have they gotten better? Have they gotten worse? Is there anything that we have to worry about against you guys in the coming game tomorrow, other than Cucho and Diego Rossi?
I mean, I said this last night. I think fatigue just got the best of us against DC United, honestly, because we had 4 games in 14 days, and it was just a mess, honestly. But I mean, I think it's going to be the same. The last time that you guys saw Columbus, we had a full squad, full healthy squad. The only piece that we're missing is Sean Zawadzki. He punctured his lung against Club America. Played 50 minutes on it also, so bravo to him. But I think that's the only person that we're missing. Obviously, you guys know the 3-headed monster that we have. You guys are well aware of Darlington Nagbe, and Patrick Schulte, as Danny likes to say, fuck Schulte and whatnot. But it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same team that you guys saw against in Leagues Cup, honestly.
Well, if that's the case, so and go ahead, Solana. I didn't want to go over you. Go ahead.
No, go. No, you had a thought going.
No, I was gonna say if that's the case, if there hasn't been any changes since the last time that you saw us, and that was in the matchup for the Leagues Cup, then that means with the additions that we have, with the different players in the lineup that we're going to be having, it's going to be pretty problematic for you guys. Because we're going to have Messi, right? We're going to have Alba playing a left wing. We're going to be able to have, we're going to have Busquets that hopefully can be able to play like a center defensive midfielder. I mean, I don't know, man. I think that things are going to be a little bit different this time. And the kind of lineup, I don't know if you noticed, Solana, but it seemed like the sort of lineup that they threw against Columbus was 5 in the back.
Right.
And I don't think that they're going to go with it this week. I mean, maybe he will. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's going to have to. You're going to have to see what he does with Aviles' absence. I mean, he could definitely go to 3 in the back. We've seen him play with Frey, Boosie, and Noah Allen back there in the 3 in the back with Wagon and Alba to the flank. So I could definitely see him going 3-4-3 or 3-5-2. But he could also go 4-3-3. So I don't know, man. I'm never gonna question Tata. I always wait for the lineup to come out because we could sit here and speculate all day. We're never gonna get it right.
I think the last time that without Messi, you guys had the same 3 playing same positions that Chris you just mentioned, and that was you guys shitting the bed after 66 minutes and giving up 3 to Columbus. I mean, you're only adding a 10.
The greatest soccer player of all time. The greatest player of all time.
You're only adding the 10. So I mean, I don't think anything's going to be problematic at all. If anything's going to be problematic, it's that you guys can't handle the raucous crowd of Lower.com Field.
What? Are you serious? Like, if Messi hasn't dealt with any raucous crowds, Luis Suarez and Busquets, listen, if there's any time that this chat is going to assassinate you, it's going to be right now.
I always
But
get
before-
assassinated in this chat. What are you talking about? I
Well,
always
you
do.
know what? I'm sorry. It's probably not going to stop. It's going to get worse because I have somebody in the backstage right now that's waiting to get on. Let me go ahead and bring them on, and we'll just bring this full circle. We'll go ahead and bring on Danny. What's going on?
this guy-
Look who showed up.
What's going on, guys?
I mean, he comes with a full robe of Cucho. I mean, what are you doing?
This guy just got traded to Columbus, bro. No
It's time,
wonder.
well, that's a Columbia. I don't know what you're talking about. This isn't a Columbia
It
kid,
looked like the Columbus
But-
jersey. I'm sorry.
but I am rocking the Cucho. He is the MVP, so I figured I'd come in. So you guys were talking so much crap. He is the MVP of the league. I'm sorry. He deserves it more than if Messi wins it. All right, fine, because Messi has been ridiculous when he has played. But I'm sorry, he has to win it over Luis Suarez.
You got to turn over your season tickets, bud. Turn them over.
I'm
Turn
just
them
Yeah,
saying.
you got to turn him over. I
So-
mean,
Turn them
look
over.
at what you're doing.
So I just wanted to come on here, remind everybody about the MLS Battered MLS Fan Show at 10 o'clock as I'm here setting up. So just make sure you jump on at 10 o'clock, Battered MLS fans at 10 o'clock. And I wanted to say what's up to Ty. Remind everybody that Cucho is the MVP unless Messi wins it. I'm okay with Messi winning it, but if it's not Messi, it better be Cucho. So I just wanted to put that out there. So just go ahead. I can see your Orlando. No Orlando jerseys over here. No. But
Yeah, I mean, you're awful.
Colombian pride through and through, especially Pereira. I mean, that's why I love Cucho, man. Deportivo Pereira. It's the only thing we've ever gotten out of Pereira. So
Look,
I'm rocking with Cucho.
I will say this. Somebody in the chat said it earlier. It was kind of funny, but nobody outside of MLS or Colombia knows who Cucho Hernandez is.
100%. That's why he needs to go to Europe.
Bang.
It's true, but that's why he has to go to Europe.
I will say, I can't remember. I think I was talking to Will from MLS Moves, or I was talking to Chris Doran, the English radio play-by-play guy for the Columbus Crew. I will not be surprised if by December, January, Columbus receives an offer for 25 plus mil for Cucho Hernandez from Europe.
No, look, Cucho has to go over there. But look, Chicho Arango also is Colombian. He doesn't get called up either. Colombia isn't necessarily known for Falcao was, I guess, that striker, but we lack strikers in Colombia. And eventually, Cucho got called up. He didn't get any playing time in World Cup qualifiers. It's the first time he gets called up. Like he'll get his time. Don't worry, I'm not worried about that. But regardless, as far as MLS goes, as far as this season, because Solana's like, oh, but has he ever carried a Champions League trophy? Oh, has he ever been Player of the Year in Brazil? Who the fuck cares? We're talking about 2024. This season, Cucho has been more important to Columbus than Luis Suarez has been to Miami. That's it.
Do you think that I'm wrong by saying that Jordi Alba's been more important?
I also agree. I think Jordi Alba has also been more important to Inter Miami than Luis Suarez.
This guy, it's all right, bro. You just don't like the Uruguayan. It's okay. It's all good, bro. I love you, buddy.
I've never hid the fact that I'm not a big Luis Suarez fan. That is true.
It's all
that
good,
is
man.
true.
It's all good. When he's biting the MVP trophy in that picture, I'll make sure to send you a framed copy.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Cucho ends up in Crystal Palace or Wolves or something like that.
There's no way they're getting 25 mil for a 25-year-old, though. No way. No way.
Yeah,
I don't think he goes more than
I wouldn't
15.
say 25 mil, but I do think he ends up in Europe after this season. But,
I mean,
right,
Epigote says that in his manager mode on FC25, Cucho's in Southampton making $85K a week.
Unfortunately,
And losing every weekend.
Unfortunately, the Colombian national team, it does have a bias against the MLS. So if he ends up in Ipswich or Crystal Palace, he might have a chance of being consistently called up. They had for Copa America, they didn't have any MLS players. I think just about every other country there did. I think they were the only country in Copa America that had 0 MLS players. So if he wants to get on, he's going to have to leave MLS. Oh, whatever. All right, guys. So I'm setting up for MLS fans at 10 o'clock. So go ahead and join us after here. I'm going to step back out while I finish getting everything set up. Just wanted to say what's up to Ty, say fuck you to Solana, and what's up to everybody in the chat.
Jesus.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
See you on Thursday for
All right.
Cafecito.
Yeah, for sure. Cafecito with the hair on Thursday morning. All right, guys.
All right. So I guess
if
we'll
he
just
wears that
wrap this
shirt,
up. Let me take Danny out of here.
if he wears that shirt on the battered MLS fans, I'm not watching that shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just not gonna watch that shit. I can't, dude.
He better
I
not.
think he forgot how decent Suarez has played because he hasn't been to the stadium in a few months. And that's not a knock. I know he has a really good excuse, but I think the fact that he's watching the games on TV and not live are screwing up his eyesight or something. Too much TV.
Too much TV.
This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. All right. I think we talked enough about Columbus Crew and the matchup on this week tomorrow. Let's just get to predictions. That's my favorite part anyway. So predictions. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with Solana first. So we got the game tomorrow at Columbus at 7:30, I believe, right, Ty?
Yes.
Are you gonna be out there at the game?
Yeah. I'll be in the press box.
Nice. Okay, so you'll be able to get your first-hand dose of Messi mania, right? I mean, listen, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Okay.
I think it's gonna be no, I don't think it's definitely gonna be sold out for sure. I do plan on getting to the stadium a lot earlier than normal. I will say that. My gate opens at 5:30. I'm probably gonna be there about 5 o'clock.
Well, everybody's jumping at the gun with predictions. We got Soccer Daddy 2-1, Bigote 3-1, Miami King 3-2, Inter Miami. El Bigote betting 2 goals, Messi. We got Mo Farul saying 2-2. So, and listen, hold on, because I got to mention, Joey says, Solana, what has Suarez done last 3 games? And how about that wide open that he missed to win the game? Dude has been tripping over his feet recently. It's worrying to see. So let me ask you a question, Joey. When you breathe Messi's air, do you smell the fart that escapes his butthole through his boxers?
Jesus Christ.
Because the air you breathe is Messi's air.
Can I get like 22 seconds to answer this bum? So
go ahead,
bro. I wanna specifically talk about the wide open net he missed to win the game, because anybody who's played soccer in their life ever knows that when you kick the ball, you need to follow through. If somebody kicks your leg before you follow through, obviously the ball's not going to go where you want it to go. Now, Suarez extended his leg, tried to shoot, got cut off by the goalie, hit his leg, and that's why the ball went up. So, dude, go play some soccer, bro. Go play some soccer. Don't come out here and talk to me about Suarez this, Suarez that. Go play some soccer somewhere. Learn the game, buddy.
By the way, Joey, I just want to be upfront and honest with you. I just no. He has all the right. You keep doing that, Solana. I'm going to tell you something, Joey. If you come after me, it's okay. I suck at soccer. I'm just learning soccer, football. I'm sorry, the pitch, right? But don't go after Solana, because he'll put you up. He'll put you to bed quick. That's the wrong tree to bark up. So keep attacking me. It's okay. I'll keep saying soccer and I'll just laugh, and everybody will laugh with me and laugh at me. But guys, or Joey, you're barking up the wrong tree. Let's get back to the predictions. Estebao says 3-3. Marasover says 3-1. AZ 2-1. 4-1. What's your prediction, Solana? Apparently, this guy thinks that you have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 because I have no clue what I'm talking about. I'm going to say Inter Miami 2-1. I think Columbus is going to score the first goal. I think Inter Miami flips it. There's no doubt that Messi's farts smell like mate. There's no doubt that the entire Inter Miami locker room smells like mate fart. No doubt, because they're all drinking it. So I'm going to say 2-1. 2-1, 1 goal Messi, 1 goal Suarez.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that. I'm gonna go ahead and make a prediction as outlandish as it always is, right? And Solana, I think I appreciate this comment. Do you appreciate this comment right here?
100%. I agree. I am extremely annoying. Extremely annoying. Thank you, Stanty.
But you're knowledgeable, and that's something that people notice and they take it and they accept it and respect it. Obviously, being annoying is whatever. That's subjective. But I mean, if it's annoying, whatever. Get over it. The game's gonna be 4-1, baby. We're gonna dominate this place. I mean, Ohio, what are we doing? 4-1. It's gonna be 2 goals Messi, 1 goal Suarez, and a random goal by Diego Gomez. That's what I think is gonna pan out. So
You're about
that's
as
my
bold as
prediction.
Gerald.
Yeah, when it comes to predictions, I literally just exaggerate and just hopefully I break the bank with that. So, and look, AZ is already telling me, yo, like if I'm going crazy. So, Ty, last but not least, what is going to be your prediction?
Oh man, I really want to say Columbus. I really do. But I think this game ends up in like a 2-2 tie. Honestly, I think it's going to be back and forth. Obviously, you guys know Columbus like to play with the ball. They like to have possession. And that Leagues Cup game is going to be in the back of the heads of Miami. Yes. We're coming off a game against DC United on the weekend. So we're probably going to have tired legs. I think 2-2 draw, honestly.
I can see that. I can see a 2-2 draw. I mean, look, there's one game that was coming to the end of the season that I was very worried about, which was the matchup against Columbus, because you guys are one of the better, if not one of the best teams on the Eastern side. So I thought that this game was going to be, it's going to be one of those games that we really have to be kind of prepared for. But look, if we walk away with a tie, to be honest, after already tying 3 times, I'm going to go ape shit. I'm literally going to start a fire in Fort Lauderdale, and hopefully it gets over to Drive Pink Stadium. Now, hold on, Solana, because Joey says when Messi wins MVP, we'll be there laughing. Listen, Joey, I appreciate you watching. Thank you for taking the time to watch. I don't think that Messi's going to win the MVP. We've given this guy already too much attention, but I don't think.
If
go ahead.
he does win the MVP, Joey might be laughing, but so's the rest of the world going to be laughing at the MLS, because to have a guy who only plays 18 games win the MLS MVP would be an absolute joke for the league, an absolute joke, and the league would become a complete laughing stock, and that's not what you want. So if that's the case, give it to Cucho Hernandez. Don't give it to Messi.
Yeah, I agree with that, because I mean, I think that it would be a disrespect for a league that's trying to make the climb up, obviously with the assistance of Messi, because nobody's taken away from what Messi is, who Messi is, and what he brings to the sport. But again, I don't want to get lost in the sauce talking about Messi and how his farts smell like potpourri 100% of the time. So other than that, we're done with the predictions. Ty, let everybody know where they can be able to find you, buddy.
If you guys want to hear us talk Columbus Crew, you guys can find us at Wiseman Say Podcast or at Wiseman Pod on Twitter. If you would like to read, you guys can follow me on Twitter at FisherTyler__. I promise I'm a chill person.
Listen, everybody that's in the chat always loves to have you on. They love it when you kick it with us. It's much appreciated. It's a lot better without Danny, because Danny is just a supreme hater. So we got the right Danny in place today. Today is the first time in my history that I've ever seen him get on a show with you, Ty, and positively be on your side. First time.
I know, right?
I'd ever seen that.
I've never seen him hop in halfway and then just go off on you and me. I don't know, bro. The boss must be mad, bro. I don't know. The boss got mad.
Listen, he literally came in, sided with our guest, drive by with the hosts, and said, "Don't forget to watch me at 10 o'clock." Literally plugged his show in his show. Which, by the way, guys, here it is. Battered hair right here. Battered MLS fans. I might as well plug that, because if not, then I'll get fired. Okay. I don't know how else to put this or to copy and paste it. So there you go, guys. Let me see. I don't know how to do that. So I'm not even going to try to play with it, because I might blow my computer up. Any last words, Solano?
No, man. If any of you ever want to have a beer with Coach Beard, just hit me up on social media, and we'll go grab a beer. We'll talk about how much I suck at talking about soccer.
Have people called you that, Coach Beard, before?
Yeah.
Really? That's
all
awesome.
the time. Yeah,
that's fucking awesome.
Well, listen, I'll plan. Look, I'll take the plans with the beers, and like Joey is saying, I'll go ahead and I'll bring my tears while I down the beers with you. Okay, that's the second rhyme I've done. I don't want to say I'm not a rapper, but I'm not a rapper.
You got a future, man.
I do have a future. I'm a poet and I just don't know it. Guys, thank you guys for listening live on YouTube. For those of you in the chat, you guys are the best part of the show, especially you, Joey. Okay, much appreciated, Joey. Hopefully you're smelling nothing but potpourri today. For those of you that are listening on audio on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, Napster, what else am I missing there, Solana? What is it? Like
Kazaa. You're missing Kazaa. Yeah, you're missing a bunch of them. By next show, I'll have a whole list. I got you.
Yeah, just bring the whole roster of pirated programs that we can be able to use to listen through audio. And then, guys, like I said, you guys in the chat are the best. You guys are number one. Please take the time, take that thumb that you've been scrolling up and down through Instagram. Just click the like button. It's free 99. Okay, it doesn't cost you a cent. All right. Much appreciated for everything that you guys have done. And Ty, thank you for jumping on with us. This was a great episode. I can't wait to watch us Inter Miami destroy you guys within the next 24 hours. It's going to be a complete debacle for Ohio. There is something that I wanted to bring up, but I'll leave that for another episode. So until the next one, ladies and gentlemen, have a good one.
There's no weird question or anything like that?
No, we're out of here.
Okay.